Some years ago, I realized and uploaded a documentary video to the internet with the objective to raise awareness about the image of women presented in the media. The object and title of the documentary was Women's Bodies. It was the beginning of a real change and marked a great push towards women regaining a central position in Italian society and recognition of their influence and presence in our society. Women's Bodies was the first documentary to criticize the exploitation of a female image for commercial, ideological, and political purposes. Using images that had been broadcasted on the media over the past 30 years, the documentary attracted enormous interest and began a critical reflection. I have a video here. Sorry. Yeah. The making of the documentary was driven by an urgent sense that women, real women, were disappearing from our screens, TV, PC, tablet, or smartphone, only to be replaced by grotesque and humiliating representations. This loss felt huge to me. The erasure of women's identity was happening right under our noses. We wanted to raise questions about the reason for this erasure, to which we have often been silent spectators. As we went on with the documentary, we focused in particular on the issues of the disappearance of mature faces from TV, the use of plastic surgery to eliminate signs of time passing by, and the social consequences of this cancellation. Apart from the worldwide attention the documentary has received, Women's Bodies is also a touring project that raises awareness of the discrimination women have to face. Since many years, I have traveled the Italian peninsula, European countries, and the US, meeting women, men, boys, and girls to reflect on, understand, and identify patterns of behaviors and specific actions that could lead to parity in the representation. If a girl can see it, she can be it. If you can see good models of women in the media, you can replicate yourself in society. If you only see objectivation of women, you will tend to copy it, especially when you are a very young girl. To achieve change and work towards the goal of women's rights, we need not only engagement and effort, but we need change. And change is destabilizing for society. So in order to start change, we need to be strong and to find the courage to be unpopular when necessary, at least for a while. So this is a message I want to share with you in order to be the real move towards change in society, and I experienced it myself in my country. We have to find the courage to be unpopular. While you start change, usually people don't like you, because society tends to reward stability. So when I started to denounce the fact that in my country these images were really offensive towards women, they were doing the contrary of empowerment towards us. People didn't like me very much. Well, people liked me, but not many politicians, many people doing TV, producers, because you disturb. So in that period, I felt very alone. And so one thing I think we should teach to our sons and daughters and pupils is the courage to be unpopular. Not all your life long, I hope, but sometimes. So, thank you. In the last years, I moved from criticism to focus on strategies for watching the media with a critical sense. So some people say, well, just switch off social networks, TV. So I think just switching the device off is pointless. You cannot say to girls, don't use smartphone. The real revolutionary act is to watch images, even these images, sitting right beside those who watch it all the time, and give them instruments to understand the evil message that sometimes communicate. Young people in premise. So, and from this consideration, we started our media education program, New Eyes for the Media, that has already reached thousands of students, hundreds of schools and teachers, and liberate the potential of women. The danger of these images is that they imprison us. They are a sort of a cage. They become a model for us, especially for girls, and we spend a lot of time in order to stick to them. Some of you may be aware of the photographer John Ranking's experiment. I don't know if you know him. He's English. He asked some adolescents, young and girls and boys, to use his Photoshop in order to modify their faces in the way they wished. So he invited boys and girls, the age was 13 to 17, and said, listen, here you have Photoshop. You are free to modify your face as you like. This was the result. So you see all the faces went the same direction, both boys and girls. But what is strange, and it's really, I think we have to think about it. At the end of the experiment, Ranking asked to the boys and girls, so you would like to be this way if you could? And surprisingly, everybody answered, no, I would like to keep my face. But I must modify it in order to be accepted online, on social media. So this is a cry that adolescents, both boys and girls, I think they are addressing to adults, people, to us. And here are a couple, I don't know if you can see them. It's a very big research, perhaps you are aware of it. The Wall Street Journal published the research, a secret one, but then they published it, that was made by Facebook on the use of Instagram by boys and girls. Here I have only 2 slides, but you can find it online. It's very interesting. So it's called The Perfect Image. And if you see a lot of, we can send also the other one, but the result is that a lot of boys and girls, especially girls, say that they feel more insecure and unhappy when they are, after they use a massive use of social network. So we don't believe that the social network are the evil. On the contrary, they are very useful. But I think what is lacking is education on how to use the internet and the social network. So it's not the problem, the social network. I think we share the idea that they can be very useful. I use them a lot, but we haven't taught to adolescents, young boys and girls how to use it. So after many years, why I'm talking about face, working on images of women bodies, now we are focusing on our faces.
C'est très beau d'être libre dedans. Très beau.
So these were some images taken from our new documentary video, Volto Manifesto, Face Manifesto. And the face is undergoing profound transformations, from the heavy use of photo retouching on social networks and in advertisement, to influencers whose digital appearance is difficult to distinguish from one another, and androids with increasingly anthropomorphic features. Such phenomena have brought to everyone's private and social life daily encounters with artificial faces. Faces that share a common unreachable goal, stopping the passing of time. So we are asking, we want to share with you some important questions. Which are the consequences of the ongoing transformation on interpersonal relationships and society? Which are the effects on our life? Will the disappearance of the old face be without consequences for our community? I want to make an example. I'm here with my face. Here you see a huge face of Lorella ZANARDO. Does it make a difference if through my face, I start a relationship with you? I see this lady, the man with the bird. So it's through faces that we start relationship. So this work we have started, it's about what changes if I start to cancel my face. Face is not only a place of aesthetic, place is a place of ethic. Nobody tells us this. Nobody tells to young boys and girls. Nobody told me when I was growing older that the fact that I have wrinkles or signs, it's not only aesthetic, it's ethical. If I come here, I tell the story of my life through my face. So it's important we educate on the importance of face in relationship. The theme of this topic of this of this panel is also about war. Do we have a face which is able to reflect what we feel inside when we are facing with images of war, or are we becoming, our faces are becoming invulnerable? So I think that these are important questions we should share. Next one. Yeah, the human face bears a message, vulnerability. Here we have Nadia Murad, who won the Nobel Peace Prize, and her face is so vulnerable, no? And we are attracted by this face. So in a transformation of such magnitude, our important elements come into play. First, contemporary standards of beauty marked by strong conformist tendencies push towards the homogenization of individual features. In a present time permeated by digital relationship, deviating from these canons can lead to exclusions from social trends and provokes a lot of pain, especially to girls. And second, will the removal of the old face without consequences? So I propose that when you go out and you return to your houses, we keep in mind, and we, in the days ahead, we think, what are the repercussions of the face alteration on our lives? Being it not just any part of the body, but the face is the very place that makes us unique. The face is the part of the body that makes us persons. Is the disappearance of the old face without consequences? And what it is important to say, that what is at stake is not the free choice of individual behaviors and modification. I'm strongly convinced that we should remain free to do whatever we like with our face and never forbid anything. But the fact is that such complex experiences are taking place without a widespread awareness and a shared social reflection. So therefore, it's not a matter of issuing judgments, but of starting an urgent reflection in light of a human face being the place where our sense of existence arises. The face is the place where our sense of existence arises. Being aware of this is more essential than ever. We have 1 minute video here.
Posso schiarire la pelle, alzare il contorno e posso sorridere e alla fine mi vedo innaturale, però senza difetti. Cosa accadrà nel prossimo futuro? Avremo un unico volto che annullerà tutte le differenze somatiche che fino ad oggi ci hanno contraddistinto? Faccia a faccia con un volto artificiale, anche perfetto nella sua somiglianza a noi umani, mi può rivelare a me stesso, mi può sorprendere? Questi volti sono la nostra casa? Queste facce mi rimandano all'esperienza profonda di chi io sia? Questi volti rendono possibile l'incontro con l'altro? Cosa stiamo perdendo attraverso la cancellazione dei nostri volti?
I invite you to watch our video in the next weeks. It will be published on the internet. We always put everything free on the internet because we want that young people share it. So by proposing the element of the face as a heritage of humanity, our project Volto Manifesto aims to invite everyone to join the shared collective dialogue on the uniqueness of the human face, of the digital and physical transformation that are taking place. We have entered the digital humanism era. So in addition to this video, that you have seen only a small part, we have developed a manifesto, and I would like very much that you share it with us. And it's a 10-point manifesto that we want to publish and to spread and share with everyone. And of course, it's not meant to be like a dogma, but to offer food for thought on key themes. You see, some of them are really important. Honor the old faces. Your face is not just yours. Never thought before about it. Love the vulnerability of your face. We have been taught all our life long to look invulnerable, especially when we work. Perhaps vulnerability is beautiful. And I think that we make connections with people when we have the courage to be vulnerable. I want to be vulnerable. I want to learn to be vulnerable. And perhaps less words would happen if we would have the courage to show vulnerability. So I ask you to share this manifesto, and I invite you all to join us in this ambitious and necessary project in order to empower ourselves and all the women to live up to our full potential. And I think that it's high time we consider, and this is perhaps a little bit courageous and a little bit strong, but we consider our faith a heritage of humanity. So thank you very much.